Okay. 1 Timothy chapter 6, in much of the world in Paul's day, slavery was a real issue. And it may not be in ours today, but he addresses slaves. And rather than calling the slaves to rebel, he actually calls the slaves to submit. Look what he says. He says, "Let all who are under a yoke as slaves regard their masters as worthy of all honor, so that the name of God and the teaching may not be reviled." You know, he says to the slaves, he said, "I want you to honor your master, not because they're a great master, not because they're a great person, but because you serve a great God." And if you find yourself in that position, then God has placed you there. The same thing would be true in the workplace. You know, there is a sense in the workplace where God has put certain people over other people. And what he would say is this: you know, if you find yourself in the workplace, submit yourself to your boss, not because your boss is a great person, not because they are worthy of your submission, but because your Father is a great God, and he has graciously put you where you are, and he's asked you to submit. We need to learn as believers to allow the motive of our Christian life to be to honor God and nothing else. To remember that revenge always belongs to the Lord, that we are to forgive just as we have been forgiven, that we are to love just as we have been loved, that we are to extend mercy and like to the mercy that we've received. And the grace that we have been given in Christ is the grace that we have been called to extend and announce to this world. God says that we are to submit because he says so and because it honors him. And I would hope that that will become the motive of our Christian lives. That God, I want you to be honored in everything I do. And in this situation, although I am being oppressed and although it isn't comfortable, I want you to be honored, and this is what you've asked me to do. And he said, those who have believing masters must not be disrespectful on the ground that they are brothers. Rather, they must serve all the better, since those who benefit by the good services are believers and beloved. Let your Christian life be driven out of a desire to honor God, not out of a desire to make others happy, not out of a desire to build your own reputation, but out of a desire to honor God and God alone.